Good Saturday morning, Mike Talk family. It's good to be with you. So glad that you're joining me. Thank you for I just can't express to you how amazed I am how many of you send me encouragement. You see me in the store, you see me on the trail, you see me at church, watching every day. I am honored that we can do this together, that you and I can be, do the family thing that God calls us to in the church. And we get to spend some time in the Word every day. I can share a little bit of my life. Most of it's boring. What'd you do yesterday? Yesterday's my day off, so I mowed my yard and my son and daughter-in-law's yard, the house that we're renting to them. And so did a little yard work. That's kind of tinkering around stuff. I can't believe we're mowing yards again already, but a lot of rain has made that happen. I actually I'll just give you some insight and some personal information. I actually went yesterday and got my first COVID shot. And honestly, I'm kind of ambivalent, the whole thing. I don't get flu shots. I don't get shots very much. I don't go to the doctor very much. But I just decided as a pastor, I just get it out of the way so no one can ever worry about it. I don't have to question it. And I feel okay today. So what the heck? It doesn't matter. I got the COVID shot. Maybe you did too. If you don't want to get the COVID shot, no pressure. It's your deal, man. Everybody's got to decide what they want to do on their own. But I got mine, and hopefully another 13 or 14 days, I'll get another one, and then I'll be able to go see my newborn granddaughter, who's expected May 1st, and spend some time with her and not worry about COVID. That to say, it is a new day, and it is a Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be church at Eastview.church. So if you want to come live, you can come at 9 and 11, the normal campus, or 10 o'clock at the Bloomington campus. I'll be preaching live at all three services. Or you can just get to Eastview.church. Go to our YouTube channel. And you can watch online and maybe invite some friends. Guys, the good news of Jesus' resurrection is still as good a week later as it was last week. So I hope thousands of you that came on Easter Sunday will come back and join me. I got a great sermon. We're starting a new series called Vintage Blueprint, and you'll love it. You'll love it. Today, I want to go to Isaiah chapter 52. I was actually listening to an old contemporary Christian artist of a song called 52:10, and I'm like, oh, I think that's Isaiah. Looked it up, and that becomes the mic talk for today. Here it is, the prophet Isaiah. 700 years before Jesus was born, the Israelites are a mess. The nations around them have overpowered them because the Lord's allowed them to be given over because of their sin and falling away from Him. But here's the promise. It's going to get better. Isaiah 52:10. The Lord has bared His holy arm before the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. What happens when God flexes? It was very common today in the sports world, but it's common all the time for people to flex as a sign of, look how strong I am. Back in the old wrestling days in the 80s and 90s, it was like slapping the bicep. Some kiss the bicep, right? It's not uncommon to see an athlete, girl or guy, make a great play today in sports and just flex, show their biceps, how strong they are. What happens if God flexes? What in the world happens when God says, hey, you want to see strong? And He pulls up His sleeve. He literally reveals His holy arm. How big is the bicep of God? What happens when God says, that's it? Real power is coming to town. What happens is salvation. God flexes in the midst of all the sinful nations that have taken Israel captive, and not only turns His people back into His people and into their place, but also saves all the nations. You see, this is the message throughout all the Old Testament that people sometimes miss. God's intent through Abraham, through all the promises, through Moses' law, even though He worked through the people of God, was to save all nations. I want you to see this cool word there. Listen to this verse. This is a great verse. God is strong enough today that when He bares His arm, He will flex on Satan and save all people. The Lord has bared his holy arm before the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. You know that word, right? You smart people that have gone to Eastview Christian Church, we've studied this before. I've shared this word with you before. The Hebrew word for salvation, Yeshua. It is the Old Testament name for Jesus. Here's how God flexes. God says, you want to see how strong I am? I'll save the whole world by sending my son Jesus to live, to die, to be buried, and to be resurrected. It is this promise and this hope that I pray gets you through this Saturday. The Lord has bared his holy arm. You can flex. You can show people how strong you are. You can rely on your own right arm. But when the right arm of the Lord is flexed, the whole world sees it. His name is Jesus. Happy Saturday. There is no strength like the strength of our God. See you tomorrow at church, y'all. Love you. Peace.